before by our kings, by our elites, are still something which these people are still standing on, just based on the way we now, by this present time, presenting ourselves in line with what was set in the time past.
Yes.
That is still the reason why these narratives about us still
Persist.
persist.
Yes. So the persistence is on two sides.
All right.
And that's why I agreed to do this. I was very happy because most people would come and tell you that these people should change, just the Europeans or white people, the world should change their attitudes towards Africans. That's true. They have an obligation to treat us with respect. But there's one thing that is the biggest problem, in my opinion, the way we also see ourselves. Like what you came to tell me when you wanted us to do this. You talked about how Africans themselves perceive Africans who come here. It's our friends, our brothers, our sisters who are telling bad stories about us. It's not the white people here. It's our friends at home. It's us who are here who are telling the bad stories. Like the person who goes to Europe only goes to do this. It's not the white people saying it. So why are we adopting a narrative that has been handed to us by people who saw us in a particular light? Like if they saw us as slaves, we know we are not, or we are not beneath anybody. Why do we also accept those narratives? Because I hear people where I come from elevating the white man, elevating Europeans, and anybody who comes, even people with degrees, people with good credentials, are expected to lower themselves as it was before. So before we can ask the Europeans to change, or anybody in front of us to change, we have to change ourselves. What do we do when we come to places like this?
Okay.
Do we spend time complaining? Do we spend time working hard? Do we spend time doing what they expect us to do? Because I can stand here and say, I know our struggles are real, but I can stand here and say, it's been difficult here, everything is hard, I can't find a job, I can't work. But even in my country or anywhere else in the world, I will face challenges. And then that's what makes the exception of black man or exception of black woman stand out the more when they persevere where there's so much adversity. So I'm not saying our fellow black people here or outside should not complain or talk. But firstly, what do you gain out of it? I don't see anything you gain. But there's always a gain when you work hard. Secondly, you can't make other people change. You can't make people treat you with respect. When in Rome, that phrase is not just for when you're in Rome. Wherever you go, even when you visit another country in Africa, you have to respect the rules that are there. For us, it's 2 times more difficult because when you're black, there is already an assumption of you. But it should not stop us from working hard. I'm so encouraged every time I see black people in Rome doing something different from what people expect them. Driving, assimilating, learning the language, and not complaining, because it shows me that they have decided to make it wherever they are, despite the color of your skin. And that's the best revenge, if you think about it. When you can show the white man that you are able to achieve despite what they have put in front of you. That's how I feel. So the burden is not on anybody. It's on we Africans. Where we come from and why we're here. What we say about each other matters. I also don't see a lot of unity among black people here. And I understand it's also connected to the history I'm talking about. When a black person comes here, they want to be treated as best as they can. And the best way to avoid trouble is to avoid your fellow black person, not to be seen together. Or, there's very few people who stand together, take care of each other. Like there's no sense of real community where you feel we can go here, we can create groups and stand up for ourselves. There are very few people who are doing this here because everybody is rushing to do their own thing, make their own money. But our story would change if we also came together. For some people, like you said, money is not the first thing on your mind. You want to live with people. You have goals to achieve. You want to see a future where, that's one thing I really want. I want to see more black people driving here, not riding bicycles, delivering food. I don't want to see that. But we come here with that expectation. We lower expectations. We don't want to work hard. and we want to complain. I don't want to sound harsh, and I don't want to sound like I have not suffered here any racism. I have. But I have found that the little time in which I suffer a relapse of someone's judgment who does not know me is not worth the time when I will be free to do what I want. Because wherever I'll be, home or here, I will still have to work hard. That's the underlying principle. Wherever you are, you have to work hard. And also, the difference of being black in a place like this is not a disadvantage. It makes you stand out, in fact. So the way you carry yourself, not that I'm saying you dress well, you do, of course dress well, take care of yourself, but if you understand who you are, you walk around feeling that way, like you are doing, you're creating new narratives, you find that people treat you differently, naturally. They respect you the way you respect yourself. So you know why you're here. Focus on why you're here. And you find that doors open. It's because that's another weird thing. I know Africans will appreciate this because we are Christians. Nobody opens the doors for you. So even when you find yourself in a place like this, in my opinion, you don't depend on Italians to be kind to you for things to work out for you. You depend on your prayer, your goal, and they open. I found such wonderful people, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 100 every few months, who just blow my mind with kindness. Where I'm like, oh, I would have loved to go home, but wow. There's one person who smiled at me that day, one person who helped me, one person who offered to carry something, or who treated me like a person. And those are the things you focus on. I know I've talked too much.
No, sorry. I just kept silent in order for you to have the floor, because honestly, it's not all about me. It's all about the people out there. I believe this video is going to go a long way. You understand me?
I lost myself in the.
No. You are right on point. You understand me? Because the deep things you are revealing to us here is a deeper revelation. You understand me? Which is rare to get. You understand? And you spoken to us emphatically as a historian. You understand? Because it takes only a deep sense of human who knows the basic fact of problems to be able to resolve it, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is what you have just done. You didn't talk much, you are not talking too much, and we still want to hear more. Okay, now, still again, you make mention of one thing which I quite hold fast or strong, that we coming here, we want Italian to treat us in a good sense, with a good sense of humor. Then first of all, you ask yourself a question. This is a question we are asking ourselves now, Africans.
Yes.
What is your motive of coming? How did you come here?
My personal motive.
Okay, yeah, that's what we are asking. We should ask ourselves first this question. Based on what you've just related to us now, we first of all ask ourselves. And even when we happen to be here, how did you present yourself? And what position, how did you position yourself? First of all, because it is the way you position yourself that people will see you to also look up to you or respect you or disrespect you.
Okay.
Like you now, you came here for a study.
Yes.
Right? Nobody now will, whether Italian or Americana or whoever it may be, will come to you now to see you or treat you like someone who is standing at the front of the supermarket to beg. Although they might look at you as a black woman, they might assume not knowing who you are by trying to approach you like a normal street girl.
That happens all the time.
Yeah, but when they not come close to you, I find out the content that is in you, definitely their mindset will also change.
Yep.
But if they come close to you and find out that what they expected is what you are, they are going to treat you even lesser than how they treat other people.
And that's why I said the burden is on
us.
On us. It's not on them. So yeah. I also have another stereotype to, first I have the first thing I want to say. There was a lady here in the 17th century. She was an artist. You can imagine that. She was a wonderful artist, well respected, but people still found a way to insult her. I've also found here that even when I wear a suit on a day I'm going to present at school, it doesn't matter how good I'm feeling about myself. It doesn't matter how well I dress. Someone will just find a way of reminding